humans, let's talk about distraction. It is a real issue, especially with online learning, and I would venture to bet that you have felt distracted these last few months as you tried to navigate that in your own life. What you're doing oftentimes involves task switching, going from one thing to the next, and this is a costly way of spending your time. You might have too many tabs open or notifications are coming in. You've rewarded yourself on some website, a text then pops up, GChat's pinging, and then a pet comes in. You have chores, you need to help around your house. You might just be tired from staying up late. All of this contributes to the fact that you are more distracted. Now, bringing your awareness to it and challenging you to make some design choices about how you can shift these habits is what this video is about. You are probably going about task switching because you want something new, you want something novel, you want something entertaining, or perhaps you're avoiding your current work. But task switching is costly. To remember what you are doing from one time to the next by toggling between your Gmail and then, oh, that's not a good email, I'm going to avoid it by going to YouTube and watching this and then accidentally going down the rabbit hole watching these two, oh, and then remembering, wait, I'm in school, I got to write this doc. And then thinking, oh, I don't remember what this doc was supposed to be about. I got to go back to Google Classroom and I forget what class I'm in and there's a text message going off and my pet just came in and my mom's calling me. And all of this distraction is contributing to this general feeling that you have a lack of control in your life right now. And that is something that I want to help you limit by considering how you can change task switching. You can try to change your habits or you can try to change your environment. In habit change, you are going to have to make a plan and make some goals. And then you're going to have to apply this thing called willpower, this sheer force inside you of goodness trying to change a bad pattern or an old pattern into a good pattern or a new pattern. And willpower works to some extent. Willpower works a little bit better in the morning, but in the evening or after energy has diminished, willpower too will diminish. So you might want to consider changing certain aspects of your environment instead to limit your distraction. Still, you're going to have to make a plan. Still, you're going to have to make goals. But then you're going to make some sort of change where you don't have to use willpower. You just have to increase the difficulty of starting a bad habit or decrease the difficulty of starting a good habit. Let me give an example. If you were trying to stop scrolling on Instagram and you were using habit change versus environmental design, you might have the same goal, scroll less. But in habit change, you might set this rule for yourself that after 15 minutes of scrolling Instagram for a break, I will stop. And unless you put some sort of timer on or an app that blocks you after 15 minutes, you are going to have to just try really hard to follow those rules you set for yourself. For example, if you were using environmental design instead, you would uninstall that app so that once you opened your phone, there was no way for you to scroll Instagram. You don't have to use willpower about it. You just had to make the design choice to uninstall the app and only reinstall it on the weekends. This is going to cost you less energy overall when you are trying to limit your distraction. So let's focus some more on environmental design to limit your distraction. All right. Like I said, we're doing this with systems, not willpower. So let's look at a few different instances. In an app, you might want to just uninstall it. You hold it down, that becomes one of the options. You click that, it goes away from your device, and you can reinstall it later, but it is helpful to not have to change your habits, but just get rid of the app altogether for certain times. Turning off your notifications in your settings to make it so that it doesn't have flashy lights or sounds coming at you is also helpful. And turning off autoplay on all video streaming sites is something you should change in your settings if you're trying to avoid distraction and being pulled down the rabbit hole. On your phone, you might just turn it off. You might hide it somewhere or give it to someone so that you do not have it beside you, drawing your attention away from the task and costing you more energy and controlling your time and attention. For the internet at night, this is more of a family decision, but you as a family can discuss. Maybe we put in a Wi-Fi timer. That way I don't have to stop something of my own accord. Or maybe your parent has some app that can control your device so that you're not staying up so late. This has become an issue. This is something I won't go into at length, but the internet at night is something that is becoming really distracting and then resulting in really tired kids in the morning, which makes it more difficult to engage in schoolwork. Let's talk a little bit more about the act of limiting your distraction. It requires really purposeful design. It requires that you think about it like an engineer of your own life. You have to do these things on purpose. You have to do these things with purpose. And if you don't feel skilled at designing how you want your life to be, how you want your energy to be spent, how you want your time to be spent, so that you are back in charge of all of those things, energy, attention, and time, please feel free to ask an adult to help. Please consider me one of the adults that would be very willing to help you. And I thank you so much for your attention. I wish you the best of luck on limiting your distractions. It is a journey of designing your life, people. It's worth it. Bye.